You're driving me.
Hey, what's up you guys, it's Taylor and welcome to or back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me / tutorial. I'm planning on doing like a copper to pink and then like a smoked out like lash line or something like that. I don't know, we'll see what I do. But I'm going to be playing with the Tarte Sizzle palette. I thought it was really gorgeous and it has some really nice shimmers in there. So I thought we'd have a play around with that. So let's not waste much time on this intro and let's get right on into it. Alright, so first of all I'm going to start out with this Mecca Cosmetica hydrating mist, and this is just one of my favorite mists. I think it's just perfect for like priming and just every day if you feel like your skin needs a little bit more hydration.
Wow, Taylor. It's literally a hydrating mist. Like, what's it gonna do? Not hydrate your skin?
So now I'm going to be adding another hydrating primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. And I'm just going to be applying this all over my face. I'm just taking one pump. I use a lot of hydrating products as like primers and things like that because I find it holds my base a lot better. Alright, so now I'm going to be using the Benefit Hello Happy foundation. I've just got a little sample pot of this, so I won't like show you guys it because it looks pretty like crusty. Alright, so I'm just using the back of this brush and I'm going to dot it all over my face. It's just a really odd pot that they have it in, so it's kind of hard to get out the product. So now that is dotted all over my face, I'm going to blend it out with a really dense powder brush. I can't actually remember where I got this brush, but it's not branded or anything, so I'm going to be using this instead of a beauty blender today because I feel like this will give me a much more buffed out look. So to make sure that's really buffed in, I'm also just doing circular motions, just light ones to make sure that it doesn't pick up the foundation, but it just blends it better. And I'm also just slightly dragging it down my neck. Alright, so now my foundation is all blended in. I'm going to be taking the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Chantilly. And I'm just going to be applying that right under my eyes, just in like small lines, down the bridge of my nose a bit, on my T-zone, and then I'm going to apply some on my chin and on my spots. Now I'm going to be taking my Mecca Cosmetica limited edition brush. I can't remember the name of it. I don't think you can get it anymore. I'm sorry. But basically, I'm just going to be taking this and I'm going to be brushing that over the areas where I just placed the concealer to blend it in. This just allows me to get a more precise placement of where my concealer is actually going and to make sure that it is fully blended. Like, I feel like I have more control with a brush than I would with a beauty sponge or like a beauty blender. I also think it prevents the movement of foundation on the nose, especially when you're blending it with a beauty blender. I feel like it picks up a lot, but with a blending brush like this, it doesn't. Okay, and now under my eyes, I'm just going to be blending that right up pretty much to the lash line and then bringing it down slightly and then buffing it sideways. Alright, so now that is all blended, I'm going to be taking my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and this is in the shade 001 Transparent, and I'm just going to be applying this right under the eyes, on my chin, on top of my lip, and I'm going to be also placing this on my nose, and then I'm going to be applying it on my forehead. So now I'm going to be taking the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit 4 palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade up here. This is Diffused Light, and basically it's lighter than their Cult Classic Dim Light, and it has the same formula and stuff. It just works a lot better with my skin tone because I am so pale. And basically I'm just applying this to the outskirts of my face to give myself that like glow. Alright, so now my face is all set. It's time to add some color and dimension back in. So I'm going to be taking one of my favorite bronzers. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and basically this is perfect for anyone who is on the paler side like me. This one is more of a neutral tone, like there's no real warmth or no real coolness to it, so I find it works best to contour with for me. I'm just applying this on my cheekbones and I'm just going to drag it to the outskirts of my face. Basically this just adds some more depth to the natural hollows of my face, and I do my forehead slightly just so the foundation blends in with the hairline better. Alright, so now I've got some definition back, it's time to add some colour, and I'm going to be taking the MAC Pinch of Peach blush, and I'm just going to be taking this on like a small dome brush and applying this right to the apples on my cheek. So I'm just mainly applying it to the apple and I'm going to blend it backwards into that bronzer. So now I'm going to highlight. I normally leave this step to last, but basically I really want to try out this highlighter as well. I just got it recently. This is the Master Chrome by Face Studio Metallic Highlighter. And this one is in the shade 050 in Molten Rose Gold. It looks really gorgeous. Like, it is stunning. And I'm just going to be using my Morphe M501 brush and applying it onto the high points of my face. This is actually so gorgeous. I'm in love with that. That looks so pretty. It's also very like glistening, not like a glow from within kind of highlighter. It's that bam in your face kind, which is not really what I was going for today, but I'm down for it. For some reason my nose isn't letting anything stick to it today, so that's an issue. Alright, so now my whole base is finished. It's time for brows. So for brows today, I'm going to be using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade number 3. And I'm just going to be running this lightly through the brows because I don't want too much of like a bold brow today. I want to keep it looking pretty wild. And then I'm just going to blend out that product with the spoolie and make sure it's covering all the parts of the brow that are a bit sparse. So I'm going to set that using the Australis Tint My Brow. This gel is really good at setting the brow in place as well as adding color. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing eyes. I zoomed you guys in a bit more. I will probably zoom you guys in a bit closer when I'm actually blending and applying the shadows. So I'm going to start by priming my eyes using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. If you guys have watched me for even just 1 or 2 videos, I swear by this eye primer. I will not use anything else. I think it just lets the shadows last a lot longer than other eye primers I've used previously, and it makes everything a lot more pigmented for me. So I'm just applying this with my finger today because I can't be bothered to find a brush to use. And then I'm going to set it. I'm just going to use the shade Topless from the Ciate London Chloe Morello Pretty Fun and Fearless palette, and it's just this white shade here. I always use this shade. So this has always been my favorite to set it. I don't really want a white base, so it's not really a white shadow, but I think it just works so well as a cream for that brow bone highlight, just making everything look more cohesive and pigmented. Don't really want anything that'll take away from my skin tone either and make me have like a harsh white line. So that's why I love to use this shade here. Alright, so now for the fun stuff. I'm going to start off by taking this cream shade up here called Player, and I'm just going to take this on my Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush. Basically this is a brow bone highlight kind of shade, so I'm going to apply that right on my brow bone. So now I'm going to take this shade here called Paddleboard, and I'm going to be taking this on my Sigma E35 tapered blending brush. So I'm really just applying this straight into the crease. I don't want to blend it too far up because I'm probably going to apply a lighter shade to blend that in with the brow bone highlight, but I'm just really taking it and just kind of doing windscreen motions. And I'm going to be taking the shade Peach Tea from the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and basically I'm just taking this on another like smaller blending brush, and I'm just going to tap off a lot of it, and I'm just going to place this slightly higher than what Paddleboard was. I'm adding another palette to the mix. This is the Colourpop Yes Please palette, and I'm just going to be taking this shade here, and I'm going to be tucking that right into the crease. And I'm going to be taking another shade from this palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade here. I'm going to be really precise with this one, and I'm going to try and tuck it in really carefully. Alright, so basically I'm just buffing this on the outer V now that I've got majority of it on. So I'm just brushing the excess onto my hand, but basically I'm just going to use the brush now and with nothing on it to buff it in. Alright, so basically I'm loving how this looks at the moment. It's very smoky, sultry, very what I wanted. So now I've done the transition shades and the crease shades and things like that, I'm going to move on to shimmer. So I'm going to be taking this shade here called High Tide, and it's this really nice copper shade that I thought would be really gorgeous. So I want to go from pink to copper, or maybe copper to pink. I don't know. I'm going to apply this straight onto the lid in a kind of like cut creasy motion. So I'm just applying this in the middle of my lid. I'm just starting to blend that out into the outer V. Okay, so basically I've applied it from about there to there, which is really the inner halo part of your eye. So now I'm going to be taking this shade here called Starfish. I'm just going to be applying this in the inner third. So this one's basically just like a pinky copper, which I think works really well with the copper I put in the middle. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this shade up here called Kite Surf. I'm going to put this on top of that shade in the inner corner. So basically I'm just deepening up the outer V using the shade Off Duty. And I've got this on like a pencil brush, and I'm just going to tap that in. And I'm going to use that same shade and use it to smoke out the lower lash line as well. And I'm just going to take this shade up here again. And I'm just going to use this as well to smoke out that lower lash line. So I'm just going to quickly add some mascara. This is the Max Factor False Lash Effect in the shade Black, and this is the not waterproof one. But basically this is my favorite mascara, and I'm just going to add a coat of that to boost the look a bit more. Alright, so now mascara is on. I'm just going to quickly apply a lipstick. This is the Hourglass I Woke Up, and it's basically my favorite lipstick because it matches my lip shade pretty much. So I'm just going to be applying that on my lips. Alright, so now for finishing touches, I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus and I'm just going to spritz that all over my face to set everything in place. Because I did use a lot of powder, I did use a lot of Fix Plus. So I'm just going to let this dry quickly and then I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look. I'm really happy with how this turned out and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And let me know in the comment section what you guys would like to see next. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!